Hey, welcome back. I'm Todd Smith with another video teaching you how to make money and achieve financial freedom with real estate investing. Over the years, I've been blessed to teach tens of thousands of investors from newbies to millionaires, so I know I can help you too. But before we get into today's topic, if you haven't done so already, I just want to remind you to check out my free 90-minute online training class about how to buy houses without cash or credit at realestateCashflowSecrets.com. I'll put that link and maybe some other resources in the description for this video. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button below this video. And for some reason, YouTube made it harder. So after you hit subscribe, you got to hit the bell and then you got to hit all to make sure that you don't miss out on any of the money-making information that I have to share with you, because I do upload videos regularly. Fair enough? All right, let's get started. In this video, I want to talk about how do I know if I found a good deal or not. So many times I get a call from an investor just walked out of a seminar and they say, hey Todd, I got a great deal for you. They call me up on the telephone, they send me an email, and they say that they got a great deal for me. And the reality is, a lot of times they have no idea whether it's a great deal or not, because they don't even know what a good deal looks like. So I want to talk about 4 things that you need to know and take into consideration before you even know if you potentially might have a good deal. Invariably what happens is I start asking them questions and they start to get frustrated because they have in their minds they are 100% sure that they got a great deal, but in reality they have no idea what a great deal even looks like. 4 things I want to talk to you about. 2 of them are dealing with the seller and 2 of them are dealing with the property itself. So 2 things dealing with the seller are seller motivation and seller flexibility. So why the seller wants to sell is extremely important. So first of all, one of the main reasons I buy a property from people is that usually the properties are vacant, right? A vacant house presents a problem. So that's going to be somebody who's got a high degree of motivation. They're in a time-sensitive situation. So time-sensitive situations make people motivated. A lot of times people say they're motivated, but they're really not motivated because they're not in a time-sensitive situation. So, and they're in a situation where price is not their main concern usually. Getting something done quickly is their main concern, right? And most people are thinking, oh, well, why would somebody sell their property for a discounted price? But, you know, if you've got health problems or a family member has health problems, that's a heck of a lot more important than getting top dollar for your house, right? So that's just one example of motivation. The other one I mentioned, you know, there are tons of them. You know, another one, like I said, the house is vacant, right? If a house is vacant, it's costing you money. Right, unless your name is Oprah Winfrey and you got houses all over the world, then you know a vacant house is not something that's your preference. So it's costing you money and you're not getting anything out of it, and nobody's getting use out of it. No family members getting use out of it, and you're not making any money on it. Other times, a seller may not even tell you their real motivation. But another thing you can look at is flexibility, seller flexibility. So is this seller willing to sell me this property at a low enough price where I can make some money, or are they willing to sell it on some kind of terms where I can make some money, where I can make some payments to them, right? Because if I can make payments to them, then I don't have to tie up cash, and I can get my payments from a renter or a buyer that I sell to on terms. So the last 2 factors I want to talk to you about in determining whether you might potentially have a good deal or not are dealing with the property itself. So like I said, and that's the comps or comparable sales. What are other properties, similar properties selling for in the area? Okay, that kind of can tell us if it's a potentially good deal, right? So if the seller's asking $50,000 and we know that the after repair value is $100,000 or $150,000, obviously that's something that we want to take a look at, right? Because it's got a low price. And the final factor is repairs, right? How much repairs does a property need? So that's going to be a big difference, right? So a property that the seller is willing to sell for $70,000 that doesn't need any repairs is a totally different deal than a property that the seller is willing to sell for $70,000 and needs $30,000 in repairs, right? Totally different deal. Now remember, until you get all these 4 questions answered, then you really don't have a deal at all. All you've got is an address, okay? All you got is an address. Big difference between an address and a deal. We make money on deals, not addresses. So keep in mind, once you have the answers to these 4 questions, this is just a starting point. But with this information, an experienced investor can know whether or not it's worth looking more into and doing some due diligence to try to see if they got a deal, and maybe everybody can make some money. Hey, thanks again for watching, and don't forget to check out any additional resources that I might have for you in the description section of this video. If you like this video, then show me some love with a heart on Facebook or a thumbs up on YouTube, and leave a comment below to let me know how the video helped you. If you have any real estate investing questions, go ahead and write those in the comments below, and it just may become the topic of my next video. If you know anybody else that might benefit from this video, then go ahead and share it. Be sure to check out my upcoming videos, and until next time, may all your parents have rich children, and may all your children have rich parents.